Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches and welcome to Maynia Day 19. And today I'm going to start my 9th project and it is called Eternity. And it's an image of a snowy winter scene of a pine cone. I think it's really pretty, I really like this. So I've already moved my fabric and chose my colors off camera because, I don't know, I think you might have found it boring by now because I've been showing it every video. So I did that and these are the colors. That I've chose. And this project only calls for 7 colors, or I chose 7 colors. I think it called for another pink, maybe. I'm not really sure. But these are the colors that I'll be using for this project. And for this, I think I want to start with the border branches. I think that's going to be really fun with the snow and everything. So yeah, I'm going to start from the outer border. And I've also wrote down the names of the flosses that I've used for my project yesterday, and I did that off camera too. So I think I'm ready to stitch now, so I'll come back later if I have some progress to show you. So in my last video I shared like my little tip on how I start my threads to stitch a little faster, and I thought I would show you another thing that I do. And some people might like this because, I don't know, because it might seem like I'm adding extra stitches that you don't need, but I just like to do it because I don't like to flip my Q-snap often. So in a design like this where it's a couple of cross stitches and when I need to finish a thread, I could do a pin stitch, but I don't know, I just don't like sticking my needle underneath the cross stitches, so I don't usually do the pin stitch, even though I think that's more common to do. So this is what I started to do. So if you look at the design here, I still need to do this curve here, and there's only a couple of stitches. So what I do here is I kind of like stitch very tiny little stitches and along the curve, and I make sure that it'll be under the cross stitches. So I just start doing tiny little stitches, and it doesn't have to, it's better to not be visible. So I'm just making sure where my cross stitches is gonna go, and then I do like a half stitch, like that. So that's secured in that area, and then I do like a couple more, maybe 2 at the most. One right here, because that's where another cross stitch is gonna go, and then I bring out the needle to the front. So later when I do the cross stitches, those are going to be secured underneath, and then I can just cut that tail off. So I'm going to start I'm gonna thread my needle again to continue stitching, and I just have the tail in the same direction as the other one and then start stitching following the chart. So the tiny little stitches are covered now, and I could go on stitching, but this is where the design ends. So let's see if everything looks good on the back. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and then I can just cut these off because these are secured underneath, and then I can just tuck this in and cut this off too. Cross-stitching already takes a lot of time, and I really enjoy the process of cross-stitching, but if I can, I'll try to stitch faster by doing certain things like this. And I think stitching X's is not what takes up time in cross-stitching, even though it's what we spend most time on. But what slows us down in cross-stitching, I think it's everything else, like starting a thread or flipping the Q-snap or whatever frame you're using to work on the back, and changing needles and all of that. So if I can, I'll try to avoid things that slows down the cross-stitching process so that I could work on more things. I don't know, because there's just so much stuff that I want to stitch and make. I'm sure it's every cross-stitcher's problem, I guess. So yeah, everything looks good from the front too, so I'm going to continue work on this a little bit more, and I'll come back later to check in. So I just finished the border, and I must have counted something wrong because like this corner didn't match up exactly. I needed another stitch, but I didn't have to, so I must have added another stitch somewhere instead. But I'm not going to try to find it because I don't think it'll be affecting anything. So I'm going to leave it as is, and then yeah, I think I'm going to work on the snow now. And when I finish that, I'll go back and do all the pink bits, like the berries, I guess. And then I'll start on the pine cone. Oh, I might do the back stitching of the sparkles when I stitch the snow because I'm only using one thread anyways. So I'm gonna do that and I'll come back later to check in. So it is the next day, and this is all I had done with the white last night, the snow portion, like this top area. So I'm gonna start stitching for a bit now, but I just got back from the park, and I haven't been to the park for a couple of days now because it was raining. And today there were a bunch of new flowers, and roses started to bloom. So I got some videos of that, and also the area where the cats hang out. like the grass grew so much, it was almost like a jungle. But because it's warmer now, they were all just hanging out, and they were so cute and so friendly. So I'll insert those clips at the end of this video, so I hope you enjoy those. So I just finished the snow and also started the back stitching of the sparkles, but I should have done the white at the very end so that I could also do the beading. Because these are white beads, I'm sure I'm going to be using white floss anyways. And also I'm stitching with one thread because this is on 40 count. So it would have been much more efficient if I did everything all at once. But I just only saw the white beads and also finished the white cross stitches. So I'm gonna have to go back later, but I left out the bigger snowflake in the middle because there were white beads all around it. So I'm gonna do that later. But yeah, I wish I noticed the white beads earlier. But I'm gonna skip those for now and work on the berries with these two pink colors. So I'm gonna go do that and come back later to check in. So that only took 30 minutes. I feel like that was pretty fast considering I had to keep starting and ending my thread all over the border. But yeah, so I'm gonna go right ahead and start on the pine cone with the same color I used for the border, but I'm not really sure if I'll able to finish the pine cone tonight, but I'll check in when I feel like stopping. So I just finished the darker color of the pine cone, and surprisingly that only took 35 minutes. And the time-lapse video that you just saw was the whole 35 minutes that was fast-forwarded. So I think I can finish everything tonight. So I'm just going to continue with the lighter color and just work on filling in. And also I'm gonna try finishing the green parts and the back stitching as well. So maybe I'll come back with a finish in a little bit. So I'm back with a finish, and I think I spent around an hour and another 15 minutes maybe. So yeah, really happy that I have another finish. I think this is my third finish during Mania. Well, without including the beading anyways. And I know the screen is a lot lighter than the picture, but I'm not too bothered by it. And this is the only green that I had of that is coloring cotton. So yeah, but still I think it looks really good. So yeah, this is the finish for now. And let me show you what I'll be starting tomorrow. So this will be my 11th new start for Mania, and it's one of the last two. And I actually really love this one because it's an image of an angel, and she's really pretty with her wings and the stars around her and her blue dress. It's so pretty. But this also has some green in it, and I've been using this green, and this is a limited floss by Color & Cotton, so if I run out, I'll just substitute it with a DMC. But yeah, so this is called Guidance, and the symbol is angel, and it means God's guidance. So I'm super excited for tomorrow, but also the last project is also really cool. So let me show you that really quick too. So it looks like this, and this is really cool because it has everything that I worked on this month. So like you see the bunny here, the teapot, the flower, the fish, the bird, the angel, and the house. So this ties everything together that I worked on this month, and I think that's just brilliant and such a cool idea. So yeah, I'm super excited for these last two projects, and I think these two projects are a little bigger than the other 10 projects that I worked on so far. The other ones were only 3 inches by 3 inches on 40 count, but this might be 3 inches by 4 inches. I mean, it's only an inch taller, but still. So, yeah, super excited to start the angel tomorrow, and I think I'm going to wrap up this video here, and also I'll have the clips at the end from my walk to the park today. So that'll be at the end if you want to stay and see some pretty flowers and roses and some cats. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!